This story takes us to 2019, when a man named Kevin was working third shift at a small convenience store just outside of Pittsburgh. The store sat on the edge of town, near a gas station with thick woods pressed up behind the building. Nights there were usually dead quiet, with only the occasional trucker or someone coming in for coffee. Kevin had gotten used to the long hours and silence. He said the worst part of the job wasn't the boredom, it was the feeling of being so isolated. Once midnight hit, you could literally stand in the middle of the parking lot and not hear a single car for miles. It was around 2:30 in the morning on a Tuesday when something unusual happened. Kevin was behind the counter scrolling his phone when he heard the automatic door slide open with a chime. He looked up, expecting to see someone walk in. But the store was empty. No footsteps, no rustling, just a faint hum of the refrigerator coolers. He stared at the door, waiting for an explanation, before looking down at the security monitors. One of the cameras pointed at the snack aisle showed a tall, narrow figure at the far end. It was standing perfectly still, almost blending into the shadows. Kevin blinked, leaned closer to the screen, and when he did, the monitor flickered. The figure was gone. He thought maybe the camera was glitching. Still, he walked the aisle to check it out. The shelves were empty. No one was around except for a few bags of chips scattered on the floor. He put them back, trying to shake off the unease, and went back to the counter. For the next hour, everything seemed normal again. But at 3:40 a.m., while Kevin was restocking the drinks cooler, 3 sharp taps hit the front glass. Not like a knock, more like a fingernail dragging across it. He froze, cans in hand, before walking quickly back to the counter. Through the front door, he could see the lot. It was empty. No cars, no people, nothing but dark pavement under the fluorescent lights. Kevin told himself he was just tired. He tried to focus on the register, but he couldn't shake the feeling like he was being watched. At 4 a.m., it escalated. On the monitor, 4 lights began to flicker. Kevin leaned towards the screen and saw it again. The figure. This time it wasn't at the far end of the aisle. It was halfway down, closer. Its head tilted unnatural, its shoulders hunched. It stared at the monitor, not daring to move. When suddenly, the power cut out. The entire store went black for less than a second before the lights snapped back on. The cameras were set, but the aisle was empty again. Kevin's heart was racing. He sat frozen behind the counter until he heard something heavy dragging across the stockroom floor in the back. Slowly, he crept towards the door leading to the storage area. The metal knob was so cold to the touch. He pushed it open just a crack and saw something that made his blood run cold. The back door, which had been locked at the start of the night, was standing wide open. Cold air drifted inside. Now that was enough. Kevin shut the office door, locked it, and stayed inside until sunrise. He refused to move. When the morning clerk came in, Kevin explained everything that had happened. The man just gave him a strange look and said quietly, "You're not the first one." Kevin quit within 2 weeks. He told his friends he didn't need to know what was lurking in that store after midnight.